Hey, what's good, Wizards fans? Welcome to the latest edition of the Off the Bench podcast, presented by the 𝗙𝗢𝗪𝗏 Group. Chris Miller with the guy I've been waiting to do this interview all season long. Killer Kuz, Clutch Kuz, Kuzmania.
Cruise Control.
That's a new one.
No, it's not.
Wait, when did that come
I had
from?
that for years.
Who came up with that one?
Lake Show years.
Because I've
Yeah.
Kuz from Crenshaw.
Cruise
You don't
from
remember that
Crenshaw.
one?
No, that was in LA when I shot it from half court. Yeah.
So
That was a great call.
You like that?
Yeah, that was a great call.
We'll get into that in a
like
moment
that.
because we're going to do thumbs up, thumbs down on some of his favorite nicknames.
Go.
I want to start with marketing. We were
Okay.
talking about this before,
Uh-huh.
but I want people to kind of get into how you perceive kind of yourself, your style, and how you have created your brand.
Well, that's a great question. I feel like I just always been like naturally like a hustler. Ever since I've grown up, just trying to figure it out. Growing up poor, trying to make money, trying to get money to ride the bus, trying to, work at McDonald's. I've done it all, and I think I just understand, kind of what works and what people kind of like. And, for me, my brand is really just authentic. It's just because it's who I am. Like everything that's out there about me, it's stuff that I'm passionate about, and I really do. So.
When you say, you got it out of the mud,
Yeah.
I mean, this goes all the way back to high school. I kind of want you to share with people
Yeah.
how Kuzma got on the national stage. It's something you did
Well,
by yourself.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't have no offers. I didn't have nobody really looking at me. So, I used to Facebook message coaches all across the country, whether it was D1, D2, D3, because I didn't have anything, and I just wanted to play basketball and go to college and get out of Flint. So, I would go on university websites and look at the coaches, and then I would find them on Facebook, and then I would just copy and paste a long letter trying to introduce myself, show them what I can do, my scoring averages, send them a little highlight tape, and hope to get a response. And I got a few during that time, but it's I think it always goes back to there, and just being proactive and just trying to make it.
So how did you get to Utah? How did that process work where it was the same process of sending your highlights?
Well, no. At that time, I started getting a little better. I started getting noticed. I grew probably like 3 inches in between my junior year and then that summer to kind of really get some more offers. And Utah came out of really nowhere. It was kind of really probably my biggest offer. It was a school that really just showed a lot of faith in me, and they loved me, and I'm really big on just being places where I'm loved. And 𝗙𝗢𝗪𝗏 at the time coached in NBA in 2006 for the Bucks, and coached for the Brooklyn Nets and played 10 years in the NBA. So I'm like, I'm trying to get to the NBA. Why not play for a coach that's done everything that I'm trying to do? And Utah was just the right fit for me. So
Was he authentic in his approach to you of helping you get to your ultimate destination?
he was really authentic. He was a little bit too authentic.
What do you mean by that?
Because I was just like the whipping boy. I think all my coaches in college were extremely tough on me. They wouldn't let me slide with anything. They wouldn't let me slide with missing class. Doing the right thing on the court, playing defense. They were always on my tail. So, naturally at that time, I probably didn't like it, and I thought, why am I getting picked on? But, when I look back as how I'm older now and who I am as a player, like that helped me tremendously.
So I think about when I watch you play, and I always tell people this, I have like the best job in the world because I get to call games with the greatest athletes on the planet.
Yeah.
The one thing I take away from watching you this year is just kind of like the joy you play with. Mm-hmm. Even when things don't go your way, you always find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to Minnesota. You weren't shooting the ball particularly well.
Yeah.
And yet, the first lead of the game was a 3 that you hit on a contested shot being guarded by Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Can you describe that? How does that mentally work for you where maybe things don't go well, but yet when we need a bucket, you get a bucket?
I mean, I feel like I'm kind of past just like saying like, yeah, I'm confident. Like, obviously I'm confident. You know, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't, but you know, I think I just lived enough life to realize you're not going to be perfect every day. You're not going to have 30 every night. You're not going to play well. You may get blown out. You may lose by 2. You may win by 20. You may lose by 10. You may shoot 6 for 21. You may be lights out like I was the last night in Portland.
Right.
So it's going to fall eventually. It's not like it's not going to never go in the rim. So why you stop shooting? Why are you down on yourself? Like, for what? That makes no sense to do that because, you know, we're human. You know, it's not like we're robots or AI and we can be right every single time. So, you know, I just kind of adopted that mindset, and it's really just helped me because I just control what I can control, and that's trying to shoot the same shot every time. And, you know, I can shoot the shot perfect and it may feel good and it might rim out.
Right.
Why am I mad? I felt like I shot it perfect. So.
But the emotion after the shot in Minnesota was kind of like, everybody was going crazy.
Yeah.
I know I was going crazy. You kind of were like,
Nah, that was a tough shot. That was a really tough shot. I think that we were talking on the bus. I felt like that was a tougher shot than
the Chicago one?
The Chicago one. Personally, because I mean, that was one-on-one. I think the shot I took in Chicago, you know, I had a little lead and this pick and roll over, you know, Caruso, good defender, but he's much smaller. And Anthony Edwards is very strong. I kind of just had to beat him to a spot and just figure out a way to just raise up and, you know, shoot at the top of the key. And it was a huge shot.
That's the biggest shot you've hit since you've been here?
Since I've been here,
I still think the Let's Go Home in Detroit one.
No, definitely Detroit. That's a big one. One in Cleveland was big. One in Chicago versus Chicago. Last year,
before DeRozan hit that
DeRozan
shot,
hit.
yeah.
I got a few.
You got a few.
I got a few.
You actually got like a top 5. We should probably do that down
I
the
might
road,
got more
kinda.
than 5, but we'll go with 5.
We'll go with 5.
Yeah.
How about Kuz from Crenshaw?
That was a deep one.
Oh, I've never asked you this. I gotta.
Yeah.
So the shot clock was winding down. There was clearly like no movement.
Well, it was like.
Did you just say?
Well, it was like 10 seconds left. It was 10 seconds on the clock, and I think somebody threw me the ball, and I lost the ball, and I was trying to pass it to somebody, but everybody was just kind of just staring at me. And I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, it's 8. All right, somebody want to come over here? No. 5. I look at the bench, and I'm like, all right, cool. Let me just shoot it.
So did you look at Wes?
No, I'm just looking
okay.
at I'm just looking around, really, and I just shot it. I mean. I'm open though.
Did you see people's reaction when you went back and looked at? Did you see like the bench?
The bench. I saw the bench. It was pretty funny. That was good. That was a good time.
How many plays are called for you in a game? I'm curious. Like
Plays?
a play set for Kuz. How many actually?
Truly,
game?
probably, realistically, just depends.
Because I feel like a lot
Like,
of years.
I'm not going to say 0, but it is close to that.
Because I do feel
It's
like you
definitely
just
close
get it
to
off
that.
the rim and then you
Yeah,
can just go
I
and
mean,
get
it
it.
just all depends. Like, you know, if we have a full roster, definitely 0. If we don't have a full roster, a couple more. But I mean, for the most part, I just play basketball. You know, I get it off the rim, I go, or if I got the ball, I kind of just, you know, try to find a mismatch, and you know, I try to. You know, I'm kind of essentially my own type of engine. You know, I kind of just play the game. You know, and you know, it works. It works for me.
So there have been multiple times throughout the first half of the year where it's been, you know, the big 3,
Yeah.
which everybody wants to see this team healthy, but there
Yeah.
might be nights where it's like you and Brad or you and KP.
Yeah.
Like, how do you program your mind going into that game, knowing that you have to be 1, ultra aggressive, and 2, there are going to be probably more shot opportunities for you?
I don't really try to change my mindset because, you know, you can't really control who's on the court. For me, I just try to play the same way every night, you know, regardless who's on, even a full roster. I'm still going to play the same way because I can't one, control who's in that lineup, but also I can't control who's in that lineup to control how I play.
Got you.
And you know, that's where my joy comes from. So.
All right, we talked about offense enough.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about defense.
Yeah.
Do you think you're a really good defender?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And what makes you a good defender?
Smart. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watch basketball. I think that's the number one thing. Mm-hmm. You know, I think to be a good defender, you have to know who you're playing. You have to know what the other player is trying to get to. And I've took a lot of strides, you know, since coming into the NBA. When I first came in, I was a cone on defense. Like anybody could go by me, and I used to get picked on every game. First 2 years in the league was really, really rough because, you know, once you get that MO that you can't guard, it's just like, all right, bring him up and everything. We're gonna target him and we're gonna get him out the game because he won't be able to play today. But you know, after a while, you get tired of that. You want to, you know, be on the court, and one way to be on the court is to make sure you can play defense against all positions. And after my third year, I think I took really, really big strides, and you know, now it's just, you know, like really kind of guard 1 through 5, really. You know, outside of maybe like, you know, super strong 5-man, but you know, I'm comfortable anywhere.
So you said really kind of in your third year, you started taking more pride into it.
Yeah.
Pride is one thing, but actually going out and like implementing a defensive mindset is another. Like, at what point did you just say, I'm sick and tired of being a damn cone. I'm ready to go put this work in on that end of the floor also?
You know, it was just throughout my third year, really. You know, that was a championship year, and that was the year that, you know, it was like everybody was really locked in, and when you're the weak link on the court, you stick out like a sore thumb, and it's visible. It's visible by fans, by media, by the film every day, and you get tired of hearing about it. You get tired of it, and you know, just made the change. And for me, I want to be a great player, and great players play both sides of the ball, you know, in my reality of what a great player looks like. So, yeah, you know, that's just my mindset, and you know, I take pride in trying to stop guys and guard the best player. You know, if you look at even the past 2 games, guarding Anthony Edwards, Portland, my main matchup was Dame and Anthony Simons, both point guards. So, you know, just being versatile and being a player that can guard different, multiple positions is huge. So
down the road, you see all defense.
If we win some games, I think for sure. You know, you know, it's going to be a huge task. You know, but I think for us, every single night, if we could play defense, it's going to be huge. And I think that starts with me and how I'm just setting the tone. You know, I'm trying to guard the best player every night, and you know, make it challenging and you know, set that tone. So
we got 24 games left at the time of this interview. So I'm curious to know, with all the people that have been in and out of the lineup, are you surprised where you guys are at? Are the expectations changed because of the guys that are missed? And how do you see the second half of this season, if you can forecast it for us?
I wouldn't say I'm surprised. I feel like, you know, regardless of who's been out, been in, we still shouldn't be right here because, you know, we dropped 2 back-to-back 20-point leads, losses. We lost in Cleveland earlier in the year where we had that game under wraps. You know, lost to Indiana once at home, probably shouldn't have lost. Lost there again, we shouldn't have lost. I mean, I got them in my head, yeah. But, you know, I don't like to make excuses. I feel like no matter who's on the court, you know, everybody's in the NBA and everybody's talented, and any game is winnable. And, you know, we've dropped some, but, you know, we're at a good space right now as a team. We've been healthy for the past 5, 6, 7 games, and our records reflect that. You know, if you look at our records since, you know, Christmas, we're at the tops of the league. Yeah. So
I wanted to ask you about that 10-game losing streak, and what did it reveal to you, and how important was that Phoenix game? Because I kind of look at this calendar And I thought that saved the season. I thought that game in Phoenix, if you'd have lost that one, we might be having a different conversation today.
Yeah, for sure. I think, I mean, it really hurt us, honestly. Brad was out that whole time. KP might have missed a game or two. You know, that was when Rui and DeLon was out. And, you know, it was a real tough time, you know, losing tennis. Nobody likes to lose. And that Phoenix game was like, you know, we got to get this one. We didn't have KP that night, had Brad in, and it allowed us to get a win, and it really helped.
And it propelled because you won 6. You went from losing 10 in a row, you had won 6 in a row after that. So that kind of got you guys going.
Kind of going, yeah. We won that game, lost in Utah the next night, but then won in SAC, and then went from there, yeah.
At this point, though, do you feel like you have enough in the room? The trade deadline has gone, the buyout market probably is what it is now. Do you feel like healthy, you guys have enough in this room to make a run?
Yeah. I don't see why not. You know, the smoke has cleared, and this is what we got. And it's really up to us and the coaching staff to, you know, get this thing going in the right way. And I think we've done that over the past 2 months, and we're headed into March right now. And I mean, this is where it gets fun. You know, this is where, you know, I said it over in media. I mean, we're playing meaningful basketball right now.
Yep.
You know, we're in ninth seed. We got 2 games versus Atlanta. We got 2 games versus Toronto, a game versus Chicago, and a game versus the Knicks, and that's all in our wheelhouse. And you know, it's gonna be fun.
All right, we're gonna finish with a thing I like to call thumbs up or thumbs down.
Cool.
Kuz nickname edition.
Cool.
So it's simple. I'm just gonna say a nickname of yours. You give me a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Okay.
We'll start with the obvious one. Clutch Kuz.
Up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Killer Kuz.
Down.
Down. Corner Kuz.
Up.
Kuz from Crenshaw.
I'll give you that one.
Now, what was the one when you were in LA?
Cruise control.
Kuz Control.
I'll give that one too.
Kuz Mania.
That's up too. Kuzmania made me a lot of money.
Kuz Mania made you a lot
I'll
of
give you
money.
I'll give you another story. Kuzmania, my rookie year, I made $1.4 million, right? Because that was my rookie scale contract. Living in LA, that's really not enough money. So, had an idea, made some T-shirts, Kuzmania T-shirts. Probably made about $800,000, $700,000 off of T-shirts. First year.
I'm telling you, y'all, this dude is a marketer. Did you go to school for marketing?
I did not.
So this is just
I went
the
to school-
hustle Kuz.
I'm just a hustler, man. I went to school for sociology.
Does it work? Do you use it on a daily basis?
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah, every day.
How about hustle Kuz?
No.
So, you and I have something in common. We're huge fans of Martin.
Yes.
So there was a character on there, Hustle Man.
Yeah, Hustle Man. I rock with Hustle Man though. I like Hustle Man.
You liked Hustle Man.
I like Hustle Man.
All right, so you got to give me your top 3 Martin characters. This is hard because
Just in general.
you can't do
Anybody on the
3.
show, you're saying? Anybody on the show?
No, I'm saying the characters that
Oh,
Martin
that Martin-
played. So
I mean,
no Tommy, no Pam, no none
Yeah,
of them.
Jerome is the best.
So Jerome is one.
Jerome is the best. Shanae, and probably
Just Martin.
Just Martin alone.
Yeah, those 3.
Do you know who is underrated that all my buddies agree once I say this person's name, they go, oh yeah, Roscoe.
Roscoe's good too though.
Roscoe is low key.
He's low key.
Because you got to think, first of all, he don't have no leg, he's little.
Yeah.
And the snot in both
The
of them.
snot is
yeah,
nasty.
it's.
You know who
have
I
a
like? One of my favorite. I like Bruhman. Bruhman's my favorite. That's not
From the
Martin,
fifth
but
floor?
from the 5th floor though.
Okay.
I love Bruhman.
Do you have a favorite episode?
Favorite episode? Ooh. What episode do I have? So many. When they went to the cabin. You know what I'm talking
With
about?
the rat?
With the rat, yeah. Yeah, that one. That's a good one. That's a good
There
one.
was 2 of those actually.
Um,
Chilligan's Island.
that's the one, it was the winter resort. Yes, yes, there we go.
Players Club is my favorite. You know why?
Why?
Because Jerome was in the house. And Antonio Fargas was in there. And he called him Yuck Mouth. And he goes, Yuck Mouth. Damn it, that's the second time the dentist messed up my grill. And the only reason why I say that is because we've had a lot of teeth issues on this team this year.
A lot.
What's going on?
You know, a few of us got veneers around here and they just pop out and clip off. Brad, he's got real enamel and it cleared out. I bet that probably hurt.
The Tay one in Denver.
The Tay was crazy.
Which made me laugh because as he told me, his dentist, because we were in Denver, his dentist was actually sitting courtside.
Yeah, she was sitting courtside.
And got him in like the next morning.
Yeah.
So think if we would have been somewhere else, he'd have been jammed up.
For sure. It happened to me this year too.
I know. We were supposed to do an interview and you were like, your tooth was messed up.
My tooth popped out in San Antonio and just had a...
But we won in there for the first time in 22 years, so we'll take it.
Must be a good luck charm here.
We're out of here, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.
It's good to chop it up.
Yep.